Hey everybody, it is Tea Time with the Diva. Grab your tea, grab your coffee, because we're going to get into it. This Tea Time is dedicated to Jay-Z, LIU out there in Brooklyn. That's a college, a university. And they promised that the Roc Nation School of Music at LIU was going to have the students graduating debt-free. Now listen, the initial wording was debt-free. And after the students complained because they was graduating in debt, they changed the wording to tuition debt free. Now that was very messy of the school, but you know what? All of these schools are competing with the small pool of students that are now going to college. They need everybody they can get to sit a butt in their seat at these schools, because nowadays a lot of people are turning straight to becoming influencers. And when if you could become an influencer and make 30, 40, 50, 60K a month, listen, I ain't on that level, but I'm hoping one day I get there. But when you can make that much money a month, a lot of them are saying, why should I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to college and at the end of the day can't even get a job, or the job that I get, it won't even help me be able to live on my own, buy what I want, and pay back these student loans? Hey, I'll go straight to being an influencer, take my chances for free, and I'll do the School of Hard Knocks that way. So that's why a lot of these schools, they have a lot of competition to get butts in the seat, because many people are now choosing different avenues which are very lucrative and don't leave them in all of this student loan debt. So let's talk about the Roc Nation School of Music, where they promised these full scholarships and said the people were going to graduate debt free. And now the people are like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm graduating and I got loans to pay back. They bamboozle me, led me astray. Hold on one second. I'm going to share a screen so we can get more into this story. So let's take a listen first here.
Brooklyn campus. Students at LIU Brooklyn campus thought that they'd graduate debt-free after getting a scholarship paid for by rapper Jay-Z. Now they say they owe thousands to graduate. News 12's Rob Flax has the latest.
Students at the LIU Brooklyn Roc Nation School, founded by Jay-Z, say they were enrolled in an arts program they believed would be debt-free for Hope Scholarship recipients. But today, many are facing thousands of dollars in debt, like senior Jordan Drone.
I have the Hope Scholarship. I have multiple grants. I'm starting to see like the balance to start coming in. It's like, oh, I'm in debt.
Initial emails to students from 2021 read that the scholarship, in addition to grants, will allow you to graduate without debt. Many students felt forced to take on private loans, even with scholarships. LIU's website refers to the Hope Scholarship as tuition-free.
I have multiple grants and scholarships, but I still owe each semester is additional.
I'm sorry, this ad came in the middle of it.
$10,000.
Now, students say it wasn't just a financial impact, as they had to spend time fighting to figure out their finances, taking second jobs, all of it taking away time from them becoming the artists they came here to be.
It's definitely slowed. It stunted my growth as an artist. A lot of my classmates actually left or just dropped out completely because of the additional fees that were added onto that financial balance.
Drone is hoping to negotiate down debts, while others have filed formal complaints to the Department of Education. We reached out to LIU and Roc Nation. Both declined to be interviewed for this story. In downtown Brooklyn, Rob Flax, News 12, Brooklyn.
Well, they probably refused to be interviewed because they know that their wording was wrong and they messed up. And when you mess up, you should try to do right by your mess up. So Roc Nation School of Music students promised full scholarships, and now they are in debt. Jay-Z backed the Roc Nation School of Music at LIU Brooklyn, because Jay-Z is originally born and raised in Brooklyn, where select students were promised to graduate without debt, but are finding out otherwise. At least a dozen students selected for the inaugural class of LIU's Roc Nation School of Music are speaking out, to the news about the unexpected debt they incurred, despite receiving offer letters stating they would graduate without debt. Saying you would graduate without debt and having that letter, listen, I watched enough judge shows. I watched Judge Judy. That right there alone should have these particular students win their fight. These students with debts ranging from $5,000 to $39,000 are calling out what they describe as mixed messaging with the university's Hope Scholarship intended for the highest need students. So here's the thing. Many may be thinking, oh my God, you're only 5,000 to 40,000 in debt. That's not bad. But they preyed upon students who were really in need. And listen, when you're really in need, coming out and owing that money, it is not helping you, right? So the highest need students, this was supposed to be intended for. You look at this paperwork where this very expensive institution, because they could have probably went to community college and owed nothing, is telling you you'll be able to get all these opportunities for less. You're going to get your college paid for. And they use this propaganda to get you in, said Ajaya Thomas, a Hope scholar who transferred to a different university after 2 years due to receiving $19,000 in unexpected charges from LIU. Many students were eager to join a high-profile program, a partnership between Jay-Z's Roc Nation and LIU that promised to shape the next generation of artists and entertainment entrepreneurs, complete with guest lectures from Roc Nation stars like Jonas Brothers and Rihanna. And I will say this, when you're promised that, you're going to get all that stuff, of course, if you're deciding between school A and school B or not going to school at all, you're thinking this is a win-win. I'm going to graduate with no debt. I'm going to get to be part of a program where Jay-Z is backing it. I'm going to get to see all of these successful people that already made it. They're going to talk to me. They're going to lecture me. Why would you not choose to go there, right? I remember being just generally conflicted about school, and then coming across this school made me feel a sense of security, says Justice, a Hope scholar preparing to graduate while also paying off $5,000 in student debt. It was a full scholarship immediately. It was a music program, which is iconic in the dream, and Jay-Z is involved. So that's when they're saying, when you showing them all that, who would say no? He said she said she successfully negotiated her $26,000 debt down after arguing to LIU officials that she had been promised a debt-free graduation. In addition to the unexpected debt, students have raised concerns about administrators about the quality of the Roc Nation music program. Among the concerns was the lack of professional recording studio, something students majoring in areas like sports management and music production said they had to build themselves. Now, not you had to build your own studio, but you're supposed to be in this school of music where they should have the state-of-the-art equipment there for you to train and practice on. They also criticized the promotional materials that advertised celebrity guest speakers such as Rihanna, DJ Khaled, and the Jonas Brothers, who never appeared. The university has suspended its position with LIU marketing chief Jackie, stating that the scholarship covers tuition only and is intended to allow students to graduate tuition debt-free. That is different from debt-free that was written on their letters. They're full of it. They also know over 200 celebrity guest speakers, including Megan Thee Stallion, Fat Joe, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, and Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez. However, it's a sticky situation that some financial aid experts say may have been used to boost enrollment amid low numbers. A big story of the day is the desperation of even very selective institutions to enroll students. There are simply not enough students to go around, said Ann Marcus, a higher education policy professor at NYU, noting the decline in enrollment rates nationwide. The name of the game was to get butts in the seats, and they make these promises. And so they said, F it. We don't want a small class. We're going to submit everybody. And that's what they did, said Kenyatta Beasley, a former music professor at LIU Brooklyn, who now teaches at Hofstra University. And I want to say that university is in Queens. The name of the game was to get butts in the seats, and they make these promises. Oh, I think I read that part. She also maintains that the scholarship program is making an impact. However, students who were left with debt are calling it a scam. This sounds like a scam. It sounds like a school of rock BS. Donald Trump University of S, said Jordan Drone, a Hope scholar who owes nearly $39,000 in debt for student loans he thought he never need. My dad thought it was a scam, said, Cemente Hutchison, a Hope scholar who owes $37,000 in federal student loans. Come to find out, it kind of has been a scam. I think these celebrities mean well when they lend their names to different programs, but I would be careful as a celebrity before I lend my name to anything. If anything, I would give like one-time scholarships every year. Be like, this year there's a scholarship for $50,000 for Diva, for whoever wants to go to the school and they're pursuing XYZ. And every year, if I had the money, I said, okay, you can give another scholarship again in my name. But I wouldn't want them putting my name on a whole program, especially if I'm not going to be there to oversee the program and make sure that all is going to be what they're claiming it is and say that it's going to be. It's very sad that this has happened to these students. But, you know, like I said, everything, the details are in the fine print. And it's so sad that if you don't, even if sometimes, let me back up, even sometimes if you read the fine print, don't mean that what you read, you interpreted it correctly. A lot of times people can twist things up and they write things in a certain way so that no matter what, at the end of the day, they win. You be like, well, I read this and it meant that. They're like, no. It means this. And see, if you see the comedy in the end, that's why it means XYZ versus what you're trying to say. Good luck to these students. I hope Jay-Z figures out a way to make this right. And I'm never one to count anybody's money, but he is a billionaire and he can write a lot of stuff off. I would say in this particular case, these are diva thoughts. In this particular case, whatever students owe the money, I would pay those students, I would pay off those students' debt, right? And I would tell LIU, remove my name and my partnership from this program. I don't like the way it went down. And if anything, I'll give y'all a 1 or 2 time donation, to give 2 people scholarships, and that's it. And whatever they can make do with those scholarships, they make do, but I'm not being involved. I don't want my name connected to mess. Listen, guys, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Chat with me in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.